How's it going, everyone? This is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing: always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. We saw a big time pullback inside of the market, and I must say Lucid did hold itself up fairly well and showed a lot of strength. But I know you guys have those questions like, Dre, what does this stock look like going into tomorrow? What are the levels to look out for? So we will discuss that. But I want to remind you, if you're new to this channel, we do have timestamps down below inside the description. We're going to be taking a look at the short interest, we're going to be taking a look at the charts, and then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts. So let's get into those videos right now. So we're going to take a look at the chart for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $16.10, being down 2.72%. On the low, it tested $15.64, and then on the high, testing $16.68. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 21.206 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 17.499 million shares. So we had above average volume on the day, and we also seen a pullback in the stock. No surprises considering the market conditions. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, what I want to bring to your attention, even though the market was falling off a cliff today, Lucid showed a lot of strength, and the main reason behind it, we are still continuing to have our higher low pattern, and this has been going on now for 4 trading days. We also did have a higher high as well when we tested $16.71. We wanted to see that move for Lucid to test that $17 area, and I felt like it would have been very doable if the markets were stronger. But aside from that, going into tomorrow, where do we want to see Lucid holding up support? We'd want to see a higher low, of course, but if we end up breaking the low that we saw today at 1564, then the next area that you're going to want to watch is right here around 1530 or 1533 to be exact. If we break through 1533, that's where we can start testing right at $15. And if we lose 15 bucks, that's where we can move all the way down to 1426. So this is a level you're going to want to keep on close watch. If we end up having a turnaround inside of the markets, then we want to see price action back above the 21 EMA, which is at $16.22. And if we can pass the high at 1668, then of course I want you guys to watch $17 because that's where I could see us having some resistance, because it does look like a psychological area for Lucid. And gaining more momentum, we know we have the 50 EMA, which is at 1733. But overall, in general, let's see what it does going into tomorrow, but it's going to be very key for Lucid to continue making these higher lows and maintain this bullish pattern. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for Lucid. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions, while red rows indicate closed positions. So when we take a look at the recent filings, we don't have any new or closed positions, but we have some changes here for September the 13th. We have Brown Advisory Inc. with shares of 27,626, and we see a value change where they reduced it by 34.98%. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the off-exchange short volume ratio is at 52.31%, and then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.81 million shares. Scrolling down on the page, the short shares availability is at 400,000, updated 8 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 10.05%. When we take a look at the history of the short volume, we can see for the close of the 9th, it is at 56.38, and then for the close of the 12th, being at 52.31. So that is quite the decrease right there. And then when we take a look at the short interest percentage of the float being at 20.22%, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential. So for my final thoughts for Lucid when it comes to the price action, so we ended up seeing a low around 1564, and the low that I saw inside of the pre-market was around 1550. So going into tomorrow, if we break through 1550, then you know that is not good whatsoever. That's where we could have that pullback, and then we can get that test going down to 1515. And if we break lower than that, we want to see if $15 can hold, and if it does not hold, that's where we could start going into the 14s. As far as for the upside is concerned, it is good that Lucid was able to hold $16 going into the close, but as far as tomorrow is concerned, we need some price action to get closer to $17. If we don't get that price action, or if we have a rejection before getting there and the market continues to show some weakness, that's where I can see a further pullback. But we want to see if Lucid is going to be able to pull off a higher low. That'll be very crucial. Remember, we tested a low at 1564. So any support above that level is a bullish trend because we are getting higher lows. I know that is a lot to take in, but I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. So the market conditions is something you're going to want to keep a close eye on, and then seeing how Lucid matches up. Now, as far as for the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. Many shorts are vested in this play, and you've been knowing that for quite some time. And in regards to the CPI numbers that came out today inside of the pre-market at 8:30 a.m. EST, the reaction is not surprising whatsoever. We did have CPI coming above expectations. It was around 8.1%, and then the actual number today was at 8.3. So it was elevated and the market reacted. So we end up having a bounce going in tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised because many might say that it is an overreaction. But we're going to have to wait and see what the market gives us, and always remember that the trend is your friend. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will continue to keep you guys inside of the loop. We'll talk soon.